Alright, hey, I'm Doug. That's Susie over there. This is SV Trilogy. Alright, first thing in here is we're going to the Bahamas. So, how do we get to the Bahamas? That's the hard part. Alright, well, because we have the extra complexity of a dog, customs is fun. Well, you basically start out with a dog, and you get one of these big vet bills. For me, it was several $100s. That twerks off to get the dog's vaccinations up to date. Some more money. Then you go and fill this sheet out. Some more money. Now I got a guy who actually does the expediting of this. Now, some people have told me they sent it in and got it back in a few days, but I went ahead and spent the $60 just in case, and got my form back, which, oh yeah, you have to have one of these too before you can even get to there, and that's a form saying that the doctor says that your dog's not going to die and has been vaccinated. So that was just for the dog. The grand total was about $900 for the dog, just to get tested. Now for me it was a little bit easier, okay? Because you can go to the Click2Go website, which is really, it's not bad. Before you had to fill out all this paperwork, which had the same stuff on it. It was a lot. It wasn't a lot, but it was a pain in the neck to sit there and fill out the paperwork for 20-30 minutes. It seems like a long time, or not. But it's okay. But now, due to the restrictions and COVID and all that, it's gotten a little weird. And now you can't go to like a CVS or Walmart and you can get a test. What I did was the rapid antigen test. Now I sent off for these packets, these little test kits, and it's made by eMed. This you have to have a cell phone, you have to have your ID or passport in order to take, and it requires you to sit there for 15 minutes while they watch you and all that, and you can't touch the thing. You got to do exactly what they say. It's a supervised test online. Once you get that, now that's a rapid antigen test. Now once you get that, then what happens is you send that piece of paper in with the rest of your piece of paper. You got to get a Bahamas health visa first. The health visa doesn't take that long. It's not as bad as taking the test and biting your nails to see whether you're going to go. Now, I did this in a progression because I knew the dog was going to take a lot of money and take a lot of time. So I did the dog first. I got him out of the way. That was my first hurdle. Second hurdle was just before I went, because at the moment there was a 3-day restriction. You had to have the test within 3 days or you couldn't get in. That's just the way it was. They kick you out. There was another boater that was there and he had an inconclusive test and they threw the whole crew out of the country. Which I feel bad for them. There was nothing they could do. Customs really can't work with them. I mean, what are you going to do? You got one member on. What are you going to toss him off on the island? He's not allowed on the island. So they had to go. So dog got first. COVID test was second. Once I got the COVID test back, I got the results immediately. The COVID test total, after show me your ID, verify who you are, all that stuff, that took about 20 minutes. So in another 10-15 minutes, I got the COVID results back, and obviously I was negative or I wouldn't be here. I got a negative. I took that and went and started filling out my health visa, because there was no reason to fill out a health visa if you don't have a COVID test that's good. So I filled out the health visa. You have to go through the health visa and you have to pay the fee. I think it's like, for Americans, I think it's $40. So you have to pay the fee or they're not going to give it back to you. So it took several hours to get the health visa back. So once I got the health visa back, that evening I started this in the morning, and then once I got the health visa back, I guess it was the afternoon, we went to eat and nonsense and stuff. I didn't really start this till like 12. I finished about 6 or so. Once I got the health visa back and I was sure that that was coming back and everything, then I already had the click to go filled out. So all I had to do was take the PDF. Now the PDF comes on your cell phone. So what you can do is take it and take that email and pull it up on your computer. And what I did was I have, I think it's called PDF Writer. I took PDF Writer and saved that as a PDF because they only accept certain formats. So I took that and put it down as a PDF. Now all this stuff that I had from the dog, I had to take that and take a picture of it, send it to myself as email, and then save it in a PDF format, and they accepted that. It didn't look pretty, but it did the job. So you have to add all those forms in for the dog, all the forms in for your COVID stuff, and once you have all that, then you send that off. And now, I for some reason did not get the final approval. Now I had a firearm too. Okay, so that was one other thing. I had a firearm too, and there's a list of stuff that you put on. It's pretty self-explanatory. It's not hard to figure this out. There's also a website you can go to which tells you how to do all this stuff and fill it out, because some of it's kind of, I don't know, it's not really confusing, but to me I just needed to watch the video. So I watched the video and then went to fill it out. So once I got all those papers and documents attached to the click to go, I hit go. I paid the $150. You have to pay the $150. You're not going to get approved. I mean, that's pretty obvious. So once I did that, even when I left the next day, it still said pending approval or something, or it was pending customs review. So I said, well, I don't know if this is going to go through or not, but I'm going to go. So I went ahead and went. Even though it didn't say it was approved, it said pending customs review. And I think that's because of the firearm. I don't know, you might have got a different experience, but that's what I experienced. So I went ahead and came into the country. I came into, it was Grand Bahamas there at West End. I didn't want to go to Freeport, but West End is a very nice little resort there. It's off season when I got here in February. So it was only $2 a foot, so it wasn't bad. I got a BTC phone there. I have a Verizon phone, and they were being really antsy about unlocking it for me for some reason. I don't know why. They wanted me to buy an international plan. I don't know. I think the guy was getting commission for something, and I didn't want to pay his commission. So I said, okay, forget it. And when I got here for $200, I got a nice smartphone. Let me get it. This is my regular phone, which is a Note 10 for the US, but I got a smartphone, which is another Samsung Android. So you can even pull your apps over that you have on it with a little deal. I pulled up, I had Navico on my other phone for a little while, and I have Aqua Maps. I pulled up Navico on here, and I find that Navico, or I'm sorry, not Navico, I don't know why I keep calling that, Navionics. Navionics charts are the bomb here. Those things are great. You can get the, I think it's the Lakes and Water something edition, and it does have Bahamas maps, and you do not have to pay anything, and they're absolutely wonderful. You know, you see everything, whereas Aqua Maps is kind of sketchy at moments. The Aqua Maps is good for planning, you know, for I find Aqua Maps easier to plan with, and I find Navionics easier to navigate with. Now I have C Maps on the chart plotter, on the main chart plotter. I have a Zeus 3. It's okay. Okay, I got off track. That has really nothing to do with customs. So I got my click to go. I got into the country. I got into West End. So I went to customs, and for immigration, you fill out a form like this. which you'll see it when you get there. It's pretty simple. It's, you know, name, address, date of arrival, and pretty much that's it. So it's not a big deal. Then you go over to the customs guy, and he'll give you this form. Now, I had to come out to my boat and look at my firearm, but if you don't have a firearm, you know, it's not a big deal. He won't come to your boat, I don't think. You know, it has my fishing license, my cruising permit. It says that I have a firearm on it, what it is, stuff like that. So that was pretty much customs. The people were very nice. When I got here, it was really good. One of the other things you have to do at the moment is, I think they extended to 5 days now, but after you get here, you have to take another COVID test within 5 days. I had to take it within 3 days because of the time period that I took the test and then how long it took, and then it took an extra day. You can actually you can ask customs, and there's a website that you go through the health system here, and a woman will come out to the resort here and give you a test, give you a COVID test. All right, now the COVID test from the health department, I did something wrong, or it took too long for me to get in my time frame there. So I had to pay another $16.50 for the COVID test, which was really cheap. I was surprised. Again, that was a rapid antigen. They email you the result. You have to have your health visa, the little QRC code or whatever it is, that box thing. And if you've got that on your phone, you show that to them, and they'll do it up. If you don't, then you go and fill out a little form on the website. Take your computer, by the way, just in case. Fill out the form on the website and request a appointment, basically, and you pay your $16.50 right there, and you're done. She gives you the test. 20 minutes later, you have the result, and you're good, and you don't have to do anything else. To my knowledge, you don't have to do anything else. I hope I don't have to do anything else. And that gets you in the country. So about $900 for the dog. It was only $150 for the cruising permit and fishing license, and it was about $40 for the visa, plus another $16.50 for the test. So as you can see, the dog was a majority of the test. If you don't have a dog, that sun's really getting me there. If you don't have a dog, it's way cheaper. And wow, sun's really killing me. Now I have a 32-foot boat, so I only had to pay $150 for 3 months. I believe it's $300 for 6 months. If the boat's above 34, it becomes $300 for 3 months, then $600 for 6 months. So it's really not that expensive. It's a little bit of change. Whatever you need to bring it with you. As far as food, as much as you can, because food and alcohol and everything else is very expensive here. There are deals to be had. You're gonna have to look at other websites or look at my next episodes. I don't go ashore very much unless I'm just exploring an island. I'm not a restaurant goer. I'll just cook for myself, and I fish a lot. And I get lobster and conch, so sort of out of the season right now, but lobster is still in season, I think, until the end of the month, so still good there. All right, now, y'all enjoy. Hope to see you in the Bahamas.